Yo, let's do another watch list. Today, a Red Day recap. So, frustrating morning here for me today. Started off with APLD, undisciplined buy, anticipating the 660 break, and bought right into the highs, cut it through lows, rebought where I should have been by waiting for week opens, and then I was just exhausted on this name, so I sold it for small gain there. So overall red on this one, but it started off like with the morning with pre-market data on DAS wasn't showing before like 8 a.m. They had some NASDAQ outage or something. So then I was in the mindset like, well, if I can't even see any charts, how am I going to trade? So maybe I just won't trade today. And then it came back around 8:30. I think it was 8:17, I believe. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's enough information. So then I see lace right around here when it starts pulling red. And I was looking for that one last squeeze out, like it did the prior time, and then it starts going red, and I'm like, do I really want to chase this or lean in, not chase it, do I really want to lean into it pre-market on this super illiquid volume, or do I want to wait? So I decided I'm going to wait for pops, and market opens and it goes down and down and down and down and no bounces in sight. So what was a nice setup for me turned out to be a completely missed trade. So now I had no data in pre-market. I'm buying APLD right into the highs, not following a plan, and then I miss LASE. So just peak frustration right off the open. And then tried to move past it, go to FBLG, the other first red day I was looking for. And I waited for this morning spike, hard crack, short into the lower high. It sets a higher low and doesn't continue to break down, so I size down, stuffs through VWAP, I size back up, and then I notice this trend here, and it reclaims VWAP, so I moved on the whole position. And then it did squeeze out, and then right around 11, I get off desk, and the rest of the day fades off $1. And to top it off, a little cherry on the cake, was watching this ride for that pump and dump. And you could see all of this wash volume here the last couple days. And then we had some for the first time in the morning, so I had put some on a little bit after open. And I was going to be getting off desk shortly, and I didn't want to let this thing ride, so I covered this for roughly flat, and then right at the close they dumped that thing 80%. So that was my day. So we're gonna try and move on to the next and just trade them well tomorrow and not focus on today, unfortunately. So moving on. BKYI daily chart, big volume day, pull back and you get this big bottom wick. So technically this is kind of in that T+1 style. Zooming out, you've got the volume profile right around this 2 to 220 range, which it's basing over. So I'm kind of in the ballpark that once it breaks and builds over 250, this thing should get going, but would be selling into something like these highs. So I'll be looking for some sort of construction or constructive action off the open. Maybe like a little gap and crap reversal or something like that. But possible T+1. Don't love this one, but we'll see where we're at in the open. QH, again, didn't have pre-market action until like 8:17. So I don't even know how this thing looked before then. Whether I would have been involved in it or not, because I was looking for opportunity up towards 3. I don't know if it had opportunity up there, if it even got there this morning. And then it tanked before the open. So now I missed all risk reward. This was adding to my cluster mess off the open. So this one tanked and I'm looking for an overextended gap up. And now it's opening right near green to red. So going into tomorrow, same kind of deal I said a couple days ago. If this thing's red, I like it for a lean on pops as long as it stays red for a first red day and sit back to this 90-cent range, back into this volume profile. If this breaks below this 140, you've got this little pocket of liquidity I think I can take advantage of. Cine, day one gapper. And like I said yesterday, where people will start chasing these looking for the next QH and they don't usually last as long. So something like Cine, where people are joining this trend and then it's closing strong like QH did and they're looking for that after hours move and it doesn't come, so then it unwinds all those longs. So I'm thinking any pops into this 110 to 120 range should be met with selling pressure. But this time frame will get shorter and shorter and shorter. So instead of going from pre-market right until 8 p.m., they're going to start going from pre-market now till end of day and then pre-market till midday. And then eventually these things will just blow out pre-market and they'll fade all the way back down round trip. So the time frame just gets shorter and shorter as longs are positioned correctly, so to speak, for those moves. So main watches tomorrow are probably BKYI and QH. I think are probably my top two. And then Cine as a possible quiet fader on pops. So that's it. Get in where you fit in, make some memories, and I will see you guys in the room.